Mrs. Tobore Olumoye. Come on, jam those hands together. I hope you'll still be this excited. Praise the Lord. That's where I will end with the church part. Let's talk money. How are you? For now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, just to give me a bit of an idea of the demographics here. Who are those who are making money from business? Let me just see. Just wave. Please, it's a thing of pride. The rest of you, what are you doing? Chopping the money of those who make money, sorry. All right, so I think the media team is here to help me with the slides. We'll go right into it. For the next 45 minutes or so, we will be talking about the pipeline of money. How to raise, sustain, and multiply capital. That's what we'll be talking about for the next 45 minutes. I'm hoping that at the end of this conversation, something would have changed in you. I like to activate people. The real word, I'm just using activate because I'm in church. The real word is irritate. I want you to be so irritated by poverty that you will break up that toxic relationship you have with it. Too many of you are too close to poverty. You are very close. I want that relationship to die. Don't worry. We will soon see. It's immediate. Oh, fantastic. Let's get right into it. But before we even start, media, please, let's go to the next slide. Before we start, I'd like to do a brief fact check. Let's do a fact check. Where are you on the journey? I'm going to ask you. I always ask questions because questions are a good way to know where you are on your journey. I'm seeing some of you at the back. You neither have money in your accounts, nor in your investment accounts, nor in your pockets. Please stop distracting the class. If you're at the back and your neighbor is talking to you, your neighbor does not look like he's got 72 million in his retirement fund. Please focus on me. Leave your neighbor. Now me, I know that today. I'm going to ask you 12 easy peasy questions. Please bring out your book. It's always good to write on a new page so that you can tear it and throw it away later. Some of you will, believe me. Those who have sense will not. Question number 1. If your income were to stop today, how many alternative income streams do you have as of today to fall back on? Alternative income streams. So I hear a few of you say you are an importer. Some say you are an exporter. Some say you are a salesman. If that business were to fail today, how many income streams do you currently have to fall back on? Just give me a number. Please write it in your book. Just write the number. Question number 2. What specific skill or asset do you have today that can generate income within the next 30 days? So look at your skills. What skills do you have or assets do you have that can generate income within the next 30 days? Please, your father is not your skill or asset. You get it? Question number 3. The reason I'm hurrying, some of you have stopped writing. For number 2, nothing. There's nothing to write. Question number 3. What have you done this month to actively increase your earning capacity? Write it out. This month I have done to actively increase my earning capacity. I'll wait. Write it out. Some of you look lost. This month, what have you done? Today is the 22nd. The month has only 8 days to go. What on earth have you done for the past 22 days to increase your earning capacity? This is month 1 of Q2. The year is flying past. Question number 4. Do you know exactly where your money went last month? Do you know exactly where your money went? So the answer to this will be your budget. Your budget so you would have created a budget for April in the month of March. If I were to ask you to pull up that budget, do you have a document that will show where your money went? exactly where your money went last month. And please don't tell me my OPay SMS alert is my budget. In fact, buying the word OPay money point. We're talking documentation now. Question number 5. And now we're doing percentages. So the first thing you would have noticed about money is that money deals with numbers. Once you start trying to explain money with words, know that you don't know the answer. Once you start saying, actually, you see, now God, they help us, they run out, just know you don't have shishi. So question number 5. What percentage of your income do you consistently save or set aside before spending? So if you use the right budgeting tool, you would know it's a specific amount. The reason it's a percentage is because it moves before expenses begin. So what percentage of your income do you consistently save or set aside before spending? That's question number 5. That's an easy one to answer. For some of you, the answer is 0%. I bind that number. Some of you are saying, and that's the spirit of the demons, they're saying, person never chop belly full, not to set aside. Once you start hearing those words, those quotes inspired by poor people, born of poor parents, descendants of the poor. No rich person says those horrible things. Anyway, what do we even know? Just be answering, they go. Question number 6. For how long can your emergency fund sustain you, Lobaton? For how long? You already have an emergency fund. Some of you is like, you are an emergency. Look at your emergency fund. For how long can it sustain you? So for example, if your monthly cost of living is 100,000 naira, I would expect to see the barest minimum of 600,000 in your emergency fund, not in your stock account, not in real estate, in emergency fund. An emergency fund is a high liquid fund. So I won't expect to see it outside of anything less liquid than a money market fund. Some of you even look more confused than you were before we started. Question number 7. How much did you spend on income-generating assets last month? How much did you spend on income-generating assets last month? Some of you, if you look at your statement of account, it's even worse. For some of you, you look at your statement of account and you'll be asking the statement, what did I spend this money on? You're asking the statement is looking at you. There's no idea where the money went because it's not labeled, it's not tracked, it's not budgeted. But for those who fear God, how much did you spend on income-generating assets last month? And by the way, if it's an income-generating asset, by now you would have seen an example of the income it's generated. You would have prorated it. Some of you are looking even more confused than you were in question number 5. Your confusion will get even more. At the end of the confusion, remember how I started? I said I want to irritate you to the point that you will never be comfortable with poverty. Question number 9. 8. Oh, okay. So this is like the flip side of question number 9, of question number 7. Question number 8. List out. So this is time to list. List out your assets that are currently generating passive income for you. What are your assets that are currently generating passive income for you? I'll give an example. For me, my Seller store. You know what Seller is, right? Seller is an online platform. So my Seller store is an asset I have that generates income passively for me. As I'm seated here, my books are selling. My Amazon account is a passive income asset for me. So you yourself, which is your passive income generating asset? My stock accounts are passive income generating assets. As you are here, what is making money for you? Some of you still sleep for 8 hours. Some 6 hours. Some of you, even up till now, you don't have shishi. You haven't had shishi. When you wake up, you still do like this. Meaning that you slept deeply. While thou sleepest, what made that money for thou? Let me focus. Question number 8. List out your assets that generate passive income for you. Question number 9. This is an easy one. This is Jara. When you receive extra money, money that you did not plan for, we call it windfall in personal finance. When you receive extra money, what does your default spirit man do first? Some of you say, oh God. That's when you remember that the pomo shawarma you've been eating is low grade. The parfait you were having was parfait. Some of you suddenly want to bowl. But there are those who are God-fearing, who do what? Who spend last, but they save and invest first. So what do you do first? Typically, you're not submitting it, so be truthful to yourself. Question number 10. Do you have a clear plan for growing your money over the next 3 to 5 years? Do you have a clear plan? Before you rush to answer yes, where is the plan written down? If it's not written anywhere, just respect yourself and write no in question number 10. Question number 10, do you have a clear plan for growing your money over the next 3 to 5 years? Where is the plan written? No, it's not written in your mind or in your heart. Question number 11, and this is a very important question for me because I think this is where our problems start. Every day, God has given all of us 24 hours. Many of us chase money. Even when you are a student, the whole essence of your going to school for many of you is that ultimately you'll get a good job and make money to support yourself and your future family. That's your goal. Now I'm asking you, you know that you are going to be chasing money or you're currently chasing money. How many hours do you deliberately dedicate to studying about finance? This money you are chasing, how many hours do you deliberately dedicate to studying about finance every week? How many hours? For some of you, the answer is 0. And it's okay if that's what it is now. May it never be like that again going forward. And the last question I have for you, I heard you when you said thank God. The last question I have for you is, this one will take a bit of time, and I'll give you a couple of minutes. List out your investments. Just write them out. Number 1, stocks. Number 2, bonds. Number 3, mutual funds. Number 4, cash. Number 5, gold. Number 6, real estate. Number 7, OPay account. So just list out. Now, beside each of the asset class, beside each of the investments, write out the current value. If it's your asset, you should know the current value. The way some of you are looking at me. We are still on fact check. This is your reality. That's what you are looking at on your piece of paper. This is your pipeline. So look at it. Have you finished writing out your investments and the current value? There's a third column. How much does that investment give to you every month? You should know. The reason you should know is that it affects your budget. I wasn't called to talk about budget today. But you should know your budget. And for many of us, that's the root of our crisis. Our budgeting is wrong. Okay, so your budget starts with income, then savings and investment before expenses. But for many of you, your budget starts with expenses. If you start with expenses, you can never create wealth. Fact. Okay, so now look at your answers. 1 to 12, look at them. I wanted to say look at your neighbor's own, but no need. It's almost the same as your own. I've seen your facial expressions. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to class. Tonight, we're going to look at raising capital, getting capital, sustaining capital, and multiplying capital. That's basically what we're going to look at, raising capital. For many of us, the reason we have not started business is because we think we don't have the capacity. We think we don't have capital. And before we get right into what I have on the slides, I want to ask you another. I love questions because in answering the questions, my teaching is done. So let me ask you, in your paper, flip to another page. List out, when you think of capital, what do you think? What do you call capital? For many of you, capital is money, but I am aware that you had a session where pastor explained to you that capital comes in different forms, correct? Correct? I don't deny pastor. This side, correct? So why are you not answering? Or you forgotten? Okay, so list out 6 alternative capital ideas. Just list. It's a good way to refresh your memory. 6 alternatives to cash or to money. And the reason I'm going to do this revision, so that you don't go away from here thinking that capital is just money. I tell people all the time, money is the least form of capital. By far the least. So when I call some of them, check whether you have that in your list. If you don't, you can add it. The first alternative capital, and that's the one that most of you have. I think I was going out with, and I was telling, was it the driver? I can't remember. I was looking at, I think we drove past Rumokoro, and we're coming from the airport. From the airport, from the Rupoku end. I got to Rumokoro, and I looked at the sea of humans in Rumokoro. And I shivered. Never have I experienced that kind of demographics anywhere outside this country. Nigeria is blessed with young, vibrant people. Early in the morning, you are seeing young people, all of them between the ages of 15 and 35, 15 and 45. Over 1,000 people. If you go abroad, for those of you who travel regularly, inside that mix, you see 80-year-old, 90. They're not the grade I abroad, 95. If it's in the European bloc, they're even older. If you see young people, maybe the Arabs, maybe Pakistanis, then Africans, but the core Caucasians, very rare will you see a sea of young people. So skills, young people, youthfulness, vibrancy is an asset. That you have the ability to do is your first asset. It's your first capital. Your ability to write. Some of you think writing is easy. Teachers abroad are complaining that children no longer know how to write with their hands because they are tapping screens left and right. So if you can still write, it's a skill. All your writing, what are you doing? Okay, I'm in church. Let me refine some of my examples. Even nowadays, you don't write love letters anymore. Autocorrect is helping you. In those days, you needed to sit down and properly pen out your emotions. So right now, whoa, I hurt you. Oh, God. Do you have the ability to teach? Some of you are here. Are there engineering students here? Engineering. Laplace transforms, ordinary differential equations, complex equations, your ability to break them down. Organic chemistry, those evil courses, thermodynamics, basic engineering designs, your ability to break them down to the other people that are struggling is a skill, it's an asset, it is capital. What have you done with it? What have you been able to earn with it? Your ability to bake. By the way, I attended the University of Port Harcourt. I studied chemical engineering. Ishoki. While I was a student, thank you, my younger colleagues. While I was a student, and I'll just give you a bit of a background. My father was a staff of the University of Port Harcourt, which is why we lived. I'm a campus brat. I grew up on campus. Here, I lived here. If your item, if your request is not on your original semester list, it's not going to happen. So you submit a list to my dad for approval, like budget list for approval. You cannot come in the middle of the semester and say your shoe spoiled. Your shoe cannot spoil because it will not be replaced. He simply didn't have the means to replace it. So you needed to be very clear on the things you would need. And that you submitted it didn't mean it would be approved. And because I used to be a chikinto, but I didn't want to do what chikintos were doing. Do you know how I survived on campus? I used to make hair. I used to braid my own hair. When people would see my hair on my head, they'll say, "Oh, Tobore really did your hair." And I said, "I did it myself." No way! As you're doing like that, my price is increasing. Because the more you, the higher the billing. I used to make my own clothes. And till this day, I am yet to meet a tailor that could cut the hip curve the way I could cut it. So when I wore my skirt made sense. And everybody goes, who made your skirt? I did. So I was making clothes, I was making hair. But what really gave me cash flow was baking. Oh, I used to bake. And I would bake and take to boys' hostel, because people that didn't have sense most were male students. Girls will not buy. Girls were sensible. They wouldn't buy. They will tell you how much is flour, how much is sugar. But boys, when I said they didn't have sense, they didn't have baking sense. So when I built them, and guess who they were buying the cakes for? You get it? So I had the capacity to bake, but that wasn't what was making me money. What was making me money was the capacity to sell. And I will come to you and I say, oh, this cake was made with the purest of butter. And I use whole eggs that were freshly laid. And if you really want the girl to like you, buy this one instead of this one. You could buy this, but she will tell that it's made of margarine, not butter. The truth is, all my cakes were made of margarine. But the boy goes, Tobore, thank you. And I say, if you want me to deliver it, I'll deliver it with a special note. And I had the best of calligraphy. And I will write a note, not that you're jaga writing. I'll use my own hand and write. And I know what to write because I'm a girl. So I'll package it and I will deliver. And it will serve the purpose. You get it now? And he will come back. So for those of you who know how to bake, who know how to teach, that's skill capital. What have you done with it? Many of you think because you don't have money. So ask yourself, check, what can I do? What do people tell me I'm good at? Can you sew? I remember an outfit. I went to talk to a client during COVID, just after COVID. So during COVID, when people were going bonkers because of boredom, I was sewing needlework. I have a sewing machine. I used to sew. But during COVID, I was doing needlework. So I would use the small size needle and I would make an outfit. So it became full handmade. And I wore one of my dresses to see a client and she was like, Tobore, your top is fantabulous. And I said, oh, I made it myself. She said, no way. I said, oh, yes, way. She said, how much would it cost to make this? I said, there's no price tag on it because it's fully handmade. And she said, cost it, I will pay. And I costed it, and she paid. So while your tailor will charge you 5,000, I charged 120,000 for it. Because nobody can replicate my hand stitching. It's just not my hand stitching. But if you do it yourself, it's not my hand. So I'm asking you, what skill do you have and how are you packaging it? The second capital, social capital, relationships. You are in here, connected to people. This is a good place, church, so there's already the spirit that flows. But for you in your class, with your colleagues, what do you do with relationships? Too many of you think you are indispensable. You are not. Too many of you are too quick to exit WhatsApp groups. If you put me in WhatsApp group, and now they come out WhatsApp group, we died there. I'm inside that place because I know Kachineke Mezuko, one day I will advertise my business. The bigger the group, the better for me. I stay there and I monitor, I contribute when required because it is a culmination of people. People are portals. Once I have been introduced to you, the introducer cannot come back and say, I am on introducing Tobore to you. You can't. So what do you do with relationships? Family, friends, loved ones, church, class. What do you do? Relationships are capital. Social capital is one of the biggest assets you have. Beyond who you know, a good example, a good assessment of social capital is who knows you, who can refer you, who knows what you do. Number 3, reputation capital. Our world is bereft of truth and honesty. If you are an honest person, please come out and tell people you are honest. Tell people, my asset is that I am an honest person. And there's something I brag about. I have never stolen in my life. Never. So you see all those, I thief piece of meat? Never. You see all those, my husband's money is my money? It's not. If I see 100 naira on the floor, till this day, my children know, if there's 100 naira in the laundry, we cannot trace where it came from. It is not my money because there's no guarantee. Even in the car, when money is left, I do not touch it. What does that mean? I can brag, I can swear, I can boast about my honesty. And what has it done for me? It has put me where I am today. People can trust me with their secrets, with their money, with information, with the truth. They can trust me. There's so much I will go to the grave with, and I will never share it. What about you? Do you have credibility as capital? Is your word your bond? Is your year? Too many of you, so my family group, they also remove me from that group, I know. My sisters are gisters. My family gist, hot gist. And then someday my sister, in fact, it happens all the time, but there was one that pained them. The next thing I saw, I said, Tobore, we'll remove you from our family group. I'm the firstborn, by the way. I said, Tobore, you get this kind of gist, you're not tell us. So this, and this, and that. I said, oh, yeah, I heard it. She said, you heard it? When did you hear it? I said, it's been a while. I said, Tobore, you can kill. You had this type of gist. But in the nature of the work I do, I carry confidentiality. There are spouses who have me as their planner. They don't know. So if you are that kind of person, it's an asset. Number 4, time capital. Time, 24 hours. And this is where God played wayo. To the rich, the poor, the beggar, the thief, equally distributed 24 hours. You have the gift of time. And let me ask you a question. Go to another page. I know you're answering. Go to some new page. This one I want to, it's me and you people today. Put today's date on top. Pastor, welcome. Have you written today's date? Why are you giving me bombastic side eye before asking the question? So today's date, right? As of today, don't bother writing as of today. The date is already there. My hourly rate is equals to, write your hourly rate. You don't know your hourly rate. You don't know your hourly rate. I don't understand. You really don't know it. So let's calculate it. Earnings per month divided by 22, divided by 12, divided by 8, for those who do 9 to 5. Whatever you earn in a month, divide it by 22. We usually do 22 days. We don't do 30. 22. Divide by, for entrepreneurs, it's 12. For those in 9 to 5, it's 8. Divide by 8. It gives you your hourly rate. Let me make you feel a bit sadder. If you are below 25 in Nigeria, let me calculate it for you. If you are below 25 in Nigeria and your hourly rate is less than 2,840, you are poor. You're pressing the calculator again. Everywhere though, blow. That's the value of your time. It's because you don't know the value of your time. That's why you're wasting it. What's the value of your time? Time is an asset. It's capital. Time capital is one of the biggest things, and that's where nobody can cheat. Everybody gets equal measure. Number 5, knowledge, information capital. Some of you are very intelligent, but you're poorer than foolish people. Meaning that with all the knowledge and all the information, all the intelligence you have, how far? What are you doing with it? Curate it. Never in the history of mankind has information been so readily available and yet the world so starved of knowledge. Never. The world is saying, I know the information is out there, but can you drip it? Curate it, make it simple for me so I can consume it because I am lazy and I admit. That's your work. Go on YouTube, how to pound pepper is there. How to grind with grinding stone is there. How to use blender, for goodness sake. Influencers are showing us how to use blender. Instagram. Put it inside, cover it, and press it. And you are watching and paying them. What are you doing with your real knowledge? Number 6, digital capital. Social media pages, email lists. Some of you know so many people. Let me have an idea of the people in this hall. What is your average viewing? That English, I don't know. Average viewing on your WhatsApp status. If you get up to 500 views, let me see your hand. 500 views. When you put something on WhatsApp status, 500 views. Okay, 400 views. 200 views. God, I beg. The rest of you, how many views do you have? You can't have views now. When you put off your data, you post and then you press off. Because what the algorithm does now, you know what Facebook does now? Meta says, if you don't view people's status, they won't prioritize yours. If you don't relate, so you will notice that when you chat with somebody, it comes first. It's priority. What those ones people used to do before, you post 50 bid on your status, then disappear. No, that time has passed. Now you must interact with the algorithm. And then some of you don't save people's contacts. You say, my number is private. With your 30,000 naira OPay balance. So it's private. I know you people. I'm private like that. I can't give out my number. My number is on billboards. I have only one number. 0033810005 is the only number I have. Is it here? Some of you don't have shishi. You don't know anybody. Nobody knows you. You say, my number is private. Your YouTube, Instagram handle is private. Everywhere private. Life's so private and so poor. They say your poverty is private. Not be me talking. Can you connect more with people? Engage. People are assets. People want to connect with you. My block button is also active. Because people say to me, how do you The truth is, because of the message, I've given you my number now. I can bet you maybe only 3 people will call. What are you connecting me with when you don't have shishi? How do you position yourself as a brand? Let me focus on the thing that I should come and teach. Then the last one, which is the one most of. So by the way, your social media handles are assets. They are capital. You can convert them to money. WhatsApp viewership. When I meet with people, I tell them, oh, please send me a message on WhatsApp with your proper name. I want to save your name properly. Don't save my name as Tobore Gateway. My name is Tobore Olumoye. If you want to add Gateway, that's for you. But too many of you look at Nkechi, my 1, Nkechi, my 3. So you don't have a connection with the person. You can't even. It's because you do not treat people as assets. I treat people as assets. And the last one, let me just say number 7, asset-based capital, equipment, tools, your phone, your car, the things you own. What are you doing with them? Many of you, some of you even want to upgrade your phone. Meanwhile, the phone you have now has not made shishi for you, meaning that it is a what? Liability. This is my phone. If you see the phone has written to me, it has sent appeal fund, it has begged, please change me. I said, no, now. You have a target. Until you beat the target, what am I changing you for? You're too proud. Meet your target. What is phone that we cannot buy? Some of you, the only thing you have achieved is skin like milk. Oh, the glow. Please get your assets to work. Get the things you own to work. I saw my daughter, she bought a new top. I said, Mimi, you bought a new shirt. Meaning that the money is too much. She said, Mommy, no, I did not eat. I sacrificed. She understands the language. I sacrificed to buy it. I said, how much money did you make from your other clothes that you're buying, investing in clothes? She said it's an investment. I said, what is the return on it? I said, I didn't think about it that way. Please, whatever you spend money on, ask yourself, is it collecting or is it bringing? Okay? So having said that, let's go very quickly into how to raise capital. And now we're talking financial capital now. The first thing you want to do is fix your mindset. Please, media, let's go to the next slide. You must fix your mindset. I know many of you underrate the power of mindset. You actually think mindset is a joke. I've met because of the nature of what I do, I mingle with the very wealthy, the very powerful, the very poor. I mingle with everybody, and I've realized that mindset cuts across. I have people who are billionaires, and they are like poor people. They cannot relate with wealth. Some of them are confused. They are shocked that they have money. Then I have people who are poor, and by their behavior, I know that they will be poor, their children will be poor, and their great-grandchildren will be poor, in fact, to the 4th generation, because of their what? Mindset. So the first thing you want to fix is your mindset. You must move from an earning mindset to a what? To a capital-generating mindset. Move from, how can I earn money, to how can I create assets that can make money for me? That's what you should be thinking. If not, our times will punish you. Times are changing. So you must move your mindset. Quickly, let's go to sources of capital. And now we're talking financial capital. Number one is your income, your salary, what you exchange. And by the way, when a salary, I worked in paid employment for about 16 years. I've worked for the government, I've worked for private sector, I've worked for myself. I can tell you for free. Your salary is an exchange for time, youth, sweat, blood. And please, when we say salary, don't think it's the one someone else pays you. Even when you work for yourself, it's also an exchange for your time, your youth, your sweat, your blood. But it's the easiest way to make money, that you exchange your time and skills, labor for money. So for those who are wondering, how can I start? Start with working. This generation, I'm going to say this unapologetically, is one of the laziest generations. When we were growing up, I did apprenticeship for about 5 years as a tailor. I worked for my aunt. And how did she pay me? She paid me by giving me clothes. There was so free clothes for me. And then the knowledge that she was giving to me was payment. She didn't pay me cash. When I started with my aunt, by the way, how many of you have done sewing apprenticeship before? Did you start by sewing the first day? When did you start to mash machines, so to say, threading the machine? When did you start? At least minimum, that's even like you, at least 1 month. For me, it was about 3 months. For the first month, what will you be doing? You will sweep sewing room. You will sweep sewing room. You will sweep sewing room so you go and buy akara. You buy, bam. But if you say, and Gen Z, and I'm going to say this to you, too many of you are too proud. You say, excuse you? I don't know. She's just a user. It's even the way you flip your hair. She's just a user. Can you imagine? I went to work for her and she said she wasn't going to pay me. Who does she think she is? So you're ignorant, you've remained ignorant. You are poor, you've remained poor. But for us, we put our head down. Now, when sweeping the sewing room, do you know what you observe? You can tell the tailor that is clean. You can tell the tailor that is careless. You can tell the tailor that will teach you faster. You can tell the tailor that maximizes fabrics. You can tell. You can tell the tailor that has the neatest stitches. You could tell all of that. So I was an asset to my aunt because I had what? Information. I was an FBI agent. Then they'll send you to go and buy akara, go and buy. The better you are at running errands, what do you become to the person sending you? You become what? An asset. So you need to learn. When you put your head down, you learn. It's not always about money. For many people, I tell them, your salary is the least significant part of your earnings. Salary. I did banking for 16 years. And people will be like, 15 and a half. Oh, Tobore, you're never angry. I'm sure you're a management spy. I would just be smiling. Because what they were considering as repayment was not what I was considering. Today, what am I using to make money? What I learned in banking. And I'm asking you, what are you doing with your income in terms of salary and where you work? The people you work with, they are your connections. What are you doing with them? Customer service. Some of my biggest clients today, there were people I served while I was in banking. And today, they are the ones maybe making way for me. Credit, your ability to borrow and repay. Too many of you. By the way, what was your natural reaction when MTN said they have stopped? Pastor, take note. Investment. There are people who will say to you, I want to put money on you. How to put money in your business because you are the one in the business. What we're looking at are sources of capital. Partnerships, your ability to partner with people who can bring their money or skills. I have some businesses I run. Between me and you, I don't even know what they are doing there. The only thing that concerns me is that at the end of the day, I get dividends. The only thing that concerns me is that at the end of the day, they credit my account. I don't know who does what, but because I work with such excellent partners, the business is growing. Now, how do you make yourself fundable? People ask, nobody is putting money in me. How do you make yourself fundable? You must build trust. And how do you build trust? Number one, personal credit worthiness. If you borrow, pay. Too many of you have developed the attitude of not paying. Now, with financial institutions, if you owe a bank and you don't pay, you have a credit score attached to you. And banks will collect. Because now there's a global recovery system. Pay your debts on time. If you say yes, let your yes be yes. Manage money responsibly. People are watching you. Some of you are too quick to respond to trends. The latest hair, the latest fashion. I saw someone, we were at a function and he was saying how you must dress the part. And I smiled. I said, except you're not dealing with very wealthy clients. If you're dealing with clients who are truly wealthy, if every time you are dressing the part, what will they suspect? That you're stealing their phones. It's as simple as that. Dress well. Look nice. For goodness sake, repeat your clothes. I don't know where people got the idea that you cannot repeat clothes. I wore it for the last wedding. I pity you if I pay money and buy you a ashwebi. I wear it for your wedding, your brother. If you're a business person, show business credit worthiness, show business credibility, have clear financial records. If we ask you for your tax records, we want to see. If you ask you how much you spent on procurement, we want to see. Have it documented. You must show us that your business makes money. Don't come out and stand by a profitable business. Show us proof. Let's look at your statement of account. Too many of you passed wrong entries through your business statement. For goodness sake, why is money for wig for Madame through Okonkwo Automobiles Limited? Why? Wig. Okonkwo Automobiles. Is it brake or engine oil? They are passing your personal costs through the business account. Okay, so ensure that your business is structured, and what we are checking now is how to make yourself fundable, how to make your business or your person attractive so that people can put money in you. For many of you, another challenge you have is negotiating your worth. Too many of you are stuck earning the old pay because you are unable to negotiate. If you think you are worth more than you are being paid, make a demand. But before you make a demand, you need to show proof of what? Capacity. The reason many of you cannot demand is because you cannot show proof. And I think I stated here, if you don't define your value, who will? Who will define it? If you don't define your value, who will? If you think your salary is too low, come out and negotiate. I have staff. In fact, when the prices moved due to the war, I called, especially my staff that works in my personal office. I called her. She's even pregnant. I called her and I said, look, you are no longer going to be working 1 day from home. You are going to be working 1 day from the office and work 4 days from home. Are you cool with that? She said, my God will bless you. And I asked her, what is the change in cost of movement coming to the office? We had a conversation and I said, you know what? Don't bother coming to the office on your antenatal days. Well, we had those kinds of conversations. If your boss is not the one bringing the conversation, you can start the conversation. But you can only do that if you are a person of value. So make yourself a person of value and your worth will be appreciated and it will reflect. If you do contracts, ensure that the terms are fair. Be very clear. So I have a gig that is coming up in Calabar. And the person was like, oh, we're going to pay you so, and so, and so. I said, oh, that's fine, that's fair. However, how am I getting to Calabar? He said, oh, okay, I thought it was part of the cost. I said, no, it's not part of the cost. I have to get to Calabar to perform. He said, okay, I didn't know it was different. I said, oh, yes, it's different. And by the way, when I get to Calabar, how will I eat? He said, I thought you would have eaten if you were at home. I said, no, but I'll be in Calabar. If I was at home, I would cook. But in Calabar, I cannot cook. I said, okay, so should we factor in feeding? I said, yes. And by the way, when I get to the bus park, because people don't have a port from Port Harcourt to Calabar. When I get to the bus park, how will I get to the hotel? I said, oh, that's local transport. I said, yes, please factor it in. And by the way, the hotel that we are going to. And for every negotiation point I brought up, he accepted. Why? Because I'm a person of value. It's difficult to find somebody who can do what I do at such short notice. And I have performed for him over time. There are people who speak in Calabar. Why is he moving me from Port Harcourt? It's cheaper to get someone from Calabar, but he can't take the risk that he will not get premium value. So make yourself a person of value and then demand. Be fair. Let it be fair. I'm not going to ask for a 200,000 naira hotel. No, just put me in a decent hotel. Confirm security, I'm fine. I'm not going to say I will fly from Port Harcourt. There are speakers who will say I will fly from Port Harcourt to Lagos and I will fly from Lagos to Calabar. I'm not going to do that. I'll just get in a decent vehicle and I will go. He also understood that I was what? I was fair. So negotiate fairly. Okay? Now, you must learn to build a financial reputation that attracts money. Too many of you are chasing money. You should sit back and money will come to you. But for you to do that, you need to build it over time. I have stood here and told you that I started training the spirit of diligence from when I was 11, when I was an apprentice what? Tailor. I learned the spirit of diligence. For too many of you, you cut corners, you say you're not really mean. How many of you bake cakes here? When a cake burns, what do you do? When a cake is burnt, what do? You slice the burnt part, Abby. They use icing and when my cake gets burnt, I discard. I bear the loss. Integrity. So when I sell, that's why when I also sell, I sell premium. So you must ask yourself, am I attracting premium clients? You will attract premium clients if you position yourself as a premium brand. So build a reputation that attracts money. If your reputation is strong, good opportunities will come your way. Okay? I hope we're clear. So this is how to make money. Too many of you are looking very sad. It's like you have been distracting money. You're not attracting money. You are repelling money. Now let's talk about how to retain and keep what you have. Let me give you another task. I'm always giving tasks. Even the ones I gave you, I've not even done. How many of you reviewed your March statement of account? You downloaded it and you reviewed it. The rest of you, what did you do? You know what is inside. No need to review. Or it's bad news. If you're serious about creating wealth, before you go and pray to God for money, go and review what happened in March. Go and see what God put in your hands. And then see what you did with it. For many of us, money passes through our hands like a conduit. Wealth is supposed to be trapped. Wealth is supposed to grow. So how do you sustain and keep what you have? Number one is budget. I've talked about budgeting. You must budget properly. So many of you, your definition of budget is how I spend money. That's a woeful definition. The correct definition of budget is how I make money, how I save and invest money, then how I spend money. So before you even think about spending, you must pay thyself first. Pay your future self. Pay your investment sums. Put away money for the future. And then spend. It is what is left after you have saved and invested that is your true income. So I have a daughter, she's in the university, and she's my first daughter. When we were negotiating her pocket money, she didn't, maybe at that point she thought her mother was a normal somebody. So when she agreed with her dad, and I also agreed the bills I would take off her, when we came to a conclusion on the total amount, I think her total amount was, 80,000. I can't even remember, but I think 80,000 a month. She's not her mother is not a billionaire. She will manage. Yakubu. And then she started, oh, okay, mommy. I said, how much food do you need to eat? Anyway, we agreed. It's a long conversation. I don't want to go into it. But long and short, it came to about 80,000. And then she thought that was her expense. She said, okay, mommy, I can make it work. I said, you want to make 80,000 work? Her name is Mimi. I said, Mimi, look at your classmates. You're in a federal university, meaning that most of your classmates are children of civil servants. For many of them, their father's salary is 70,000. And I'm telling you, you get 80,000. Now you're telling me you will make it work. In other words, you will try and manage it. The wine? Then I said to her, of this that has been given to thee, thou shalt put aside the minimum sum of 15,000. She almost had a heart attack. Mommy said, how? Mommy asked, how now? How? And I said, now, here's a kicker. And this is what I want you all to learn. Because some of you will start having children. Some of you even have started having. Just that the church is not aware. Even some of you are not aware. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. When you start having children officially, don't be too quick to make life too comfortable for them. And then I put her on the spot and I said, Mayimi, put aside a minimum of 15,000 naira every month from this money that is too small. Hi, she said, Mommy, it's tight. I said, very good. Then you're learning about money. Now, if you put aside, if you show me at the end of a quarter, so at the end of March, she needed to show me her report. I want to see that you have consistently kept 15,000 naira aside without touching it. And I want to see the compounding effect of your 15,000. If you do that, I will double it. I can guarantee you that by the time you are graduating from the university, you will be wealthier than half of your lecturers. Because you would have learned the benefit of compounding, and it's one of the last things I will teach you. But more importantly, you would have learned the benefit of delayed gratification. You would have learned the benefit of options. So now my daughter, she's the one that will tell you, Mommy, can you imagine? That woman, she thinks because she puts fish on top of her rice, I'm going to pay 1,000. It's not going to happen. There's one place they sell 800. Mommy, have you noticed that if you put more beans than rice, it gauges? I said, very good. Very, very, very good. When she comes home, she will pack in her bag. Before now, she will put belt, bag, shoe. Now she has known that the bag is more useful for things like what? Indomie, gari, groundnut, life-giving things. Before now, she will have a lovely bottle of... Because before she became independent, she was dependent. Before, when she wants to eat bread, she will stand the bread upright. She used to put bread in plates. She now realized we were counting slices. So she will leave the bread standing upright, the butter standing upright. Then she has a knife on top of the butter. Then she takes and she butters two sides. Now I asked her, how far? I used to do double buttered bread. She said, Mommy, that's such a wasteful habit. I said, really? So you must learn the art and the act of budgeting. Keep it tight. You are not as wealthy as you think. Number 2, build emergency funds. I asked you about emergency funds, and I was appalled at the blank faces I saw. Some of you looked as blank as your emergency fund balance. Why won't you have an emergency fund? God forbid anything happens to your helper. Who will help you? Oh. God has sent me to tell you that you should do the right thing. So have an emergency fund, because life can happen. Things can go wrong. Have a buffer just in case life happens. You will not be too quick to react to it. Number 3, avoid lifestyle inflation trap. So too many of you make small increase. Oh, you come here on Sundays, you dance. The Lord has done it again. They've increased my salary from 100 to 120. And the next thing, you are buying wig. You've moved from synthetic pixie to what? To hair blend. Then the next thing, you have moved to, what's that thing? No, human hair. No, there's a name. Oh God, but donor hair. Let me say this where the men are. Men, do you know the difference between donor hair and synthetic. Do you care? So women, who exactly are you doing it for? Your fellow gender, who frankly speaking don't give a hoot. They don't care. The men that you're trying to impress, it's okay. Especially poor boys. See how happy people are. You know, Kukuba get money to spend before. So now that I've supported you, it's okay. Faraba, it's okay. Don't be angry. It's okay. I'm sorry. But girls, you're too quick to try to impress your fellow poor people that you are wealthy. We know that you don't have. We know. You go and spend 200,000 on a bag that your parents cannot have. Why? Who are you? Because left to me, if I see it, what I owe you as a person who fears God is to say what? Oh, it's beautiful. And then I promptly do what? I go about my business. You are left with the basic. If you had put 100,000 in stocks, by now when they are declaring dividends, you will collect. If you had put some in the mutual funds, you will grow real wealth for really wealthy people. You'll be having conversations with wealthy people, not your fellow broke people. We should start talking about it, especially my gender. But some of you have already said, not be me go tell una, waiting una go do. But please delay gratification. Tomorrow will come. I remember my daughter saying, oh, mommy, by the way, I'm the only female left in Nigeria. The rest have gone. And my sisters keep saying, oh, bring my children over. I say, they whine me. Not only are they in Nigeria, they are in Federal University School. Can I send them abroad? Yes. Should I? No. Okay. My daughter came to me, my baby, and she says, Mommy, I'd really like to. She talks like this. She's such a lovely girl. Mommy, I'd really like to go on a vacation to see Tayo and Toyosi. I said, oh. I said, where do you want to go? So I'd like to go to England. First of all, where you've changed friends because your former friends cannot still be telling you this. I want to see who your new set of friends are. Where you borrowed audacity. That I will buy aeroplane ticket at this stage. How old are you? 11. Is it good to go on vacation? Yes. But can you afford it? No. Why would you even come and ask me? It means I'm not doing a good enough job. But I said, no, let me not give this child poverty mentality. So I sat her down and we had a conversation. Then I said to her, Coco, do you know the cost of your school fees? She said she didn't know. I said, child, no wonder you made that request. Then I told her, do you know the cost of flying to the UK? I showed her, and then she said, and I quote, Mommy, I don't really need to get to the UK to see my cousins. We can do a video call. So you knew there was video call before you wanted to stress me. Instead of me to put you on an aircraft, I'll put the money in a fund for you, and you can travel whenever you want to travel. When I become wealthy enough, when my funds grow the returns that can fund your trip from their secondary earnings, you will travel. But I will not use seed capital to fund vacation. When your fund, because she has a fund, when her own fund generates enough money to go on a vacation 2 times, she will go. Until then, I cannot afford it. Please, do you understand what I'm saying? It's not the balance in your account that is your funding trip money. Anyway, I digress. So avoid lifestyle inflation. Don't quickly adjust your lifestyle to your income. The next one, protect capital through insurance. Let me even ask. No need, I can already guess, but let's do it for this one. How many of you here have... How many of you here have life insurance? It's okay. There's nothing to insure. God is your insurance. Christ is your sure foundation. It's okay. Let me tell you how life insurance works. The difference. By the way, don't think everybody here is poor. Rich people are just trying to blend so that you people will not build them. Do you know the difference between the rich and the poor when they die? Leave church on, leave going to heaven and leave those ones. The real difference. When a rich man dies, his death creates wealth for the dependent. So when he dies, by the way, how many of you have attended funerals at vaults and gardens? Not cemetery, vault and gardens. Have you attended such funeral? So which burial now they go? Burial ground. Okay, in the home, family compound. In the yard. Okay, it's okay, so you can't tell. Let me gist people how it works. So try and attend where rich people are buried. For instance, go to Ikoyi Vault, and you people should stop. It's okay, let's not. I'm almost done. When the rich man dies and is buried in vaults and gardens, for instance, even the air respects it. The breeze is clean. Even at the gravesite, the pastor is not stressed out because he knows herein lies a good man. He died well. The widow does not wail like the unbelievers. Because when the man dies, let's say his life insurance is 1.2 billion. Why will the widow wail? Why will she wail? Because she knows his soul rests. Even the children don't say, hey, Papa don't die. No. By the grace side, the pastor is straight, the funeral service is straight to the point because he died well. As they are going, they press small something inside pastor's hand. The driver will carry pastor. You know, even in death, the man dignifies. The children don't shout. You hear them. Even the wife, when she cries, she says how she dabs. Oh, I'll miss him. He was such a good man. But go to burial ground, cemetery, Agri Road. As you enter, you'll be hearing, woo, ghost. No, you can't rest. Because you died poor, you were poor in life, and in death, thou art still poor. So the people you left behind are wailing. Hey, Papa Ikechina, you do this thing. Hey. That hey is school fees, food, rent. Hey. So your ghost wants to go, but, please try and do insurance. So that even if you are not wealthy in life, in death, your wealth can be created. It's okay. Discipline is the biggest issue. The discipline gap is the reason why many of you struggle with growing wealth. Making money is one thing, protecting it is another game entirely. So the silent killer of wealth is the discipline gap. What's this gap? The gap is between what you know you should do versus what you do consistently. Like now, I've told you people, do this. Some of you have said it's not me that will tell you what to do. And I'm going to wrap up my conversation tonight by talking about multiplying capital. The difference between savings and investment. I wish I had time. Pastor, how much time do I have? Can I do 10 minutes? Okay. Please, let me have my handbag. I need 5 people to come out. Please, just help me with my hand. Okay, let me calm down. 5 people, please come outside. There's something I usually do. Are there 5? Only one man. Man, where art thou? Another man should come now. Okay, I'll need you to climb up. Six of you. Three this way. Just take. Come nearer. Please come nearer. Come and take your. So come close. Let me give you your instruction. These are your assets. Protect them. So you blow them to the degree that you want your wealth to be. The air doesn't go out. All right. So I've given them their assets, and I've told them to grow their assets. Okay, come nearer. Is that your asset? Come nearer. Let's see. Come nearer. Tight. Is it well secured? Okay. So what they have in their hands are their assets. Are you still tying it? So if you blew it too much, what will you notice? You are struggling to do what? To tie it. Oh yeah, come, it's okay. Fear not. So we have one balloon down. How many to go? It will go on its own. How many to go? So those of you who still have, come. Where's your come, it's okay. No, but I'm not going to collect. You've already protected. Where's the second? Blom boss. Okay, so for those who have protected their assets, why were they able to protect your assets? Why do you think they were able to protect their assets? What happened? They learned from experience, right? They all learn from experience. But now we want to see, and that's what happens when you invest. When people lose money, what do? You become what? Afraid. Like this one now, his hand has been up. He cannot even have peace. People like this, if they make 1 billion, they cannot sleep. They will guard it. They will stay awake all night. And check. If they hear that, oh, the bank had problem. So now we want to check if they have the mind of an investor. Let's have a conversation. I want someone who can trade. The rest of you who are blomless, you can be going. Thank you for your time. The rest of you come closer. Don't worry, protect your assets if you want. Only you will soon release it. So now I want to make an offer. Who will take my offer? I want to offer you 2 balloons for your 1 balloon. Who will take the offer? 2 balloons, okay. The rest of you, you can leave. You don't have the mind of the investor. The rest of you can go. Thank you. Okay, so let me have your balloon. You give me now 2 for 1. Thank you. Okay, so blow your balloons. Blow it well. Did you pray before you blew it? Blow hard. Did you cover it with the blood? Did you pray? Blow. It's leaking. Knowing what you know now, would you have swapped this for those 2 balloons? No. You wouldn't have. Why? The 2 is everywhere first waiting. Blow. You couldn't believe it. You never experienced it. So you gave up your guaranteed earnings for something that promised to be better. But guess what? Did you really suffer a loss? Was it a total loss? I don't think so. What did you earn? What did you gain? You gained experience. Now you know that next time when those people come, those blom people come, what will you do? You will do what? Due diligence. Because I could have offered you 3 balloons. Now blow this one. I could could have given you any two for one, and you would have had. Don't worry, keep blowing. Now he has experience. And that balloon is fine. So the mind of and now, because in appreciation of your ability to take risk, I will reward you with this. Thank you very much for your time. That is investment. For the people who walked away with their balloons, all this one I'm saying, what are they saying? Madam, he consign you. But you see this one in my hand, this bird in hand, I'm not going to trade it. What do they have in their hands? They have savings. So savings versus investment. Savings protects what you already have. The gain or the goal of savings is to protect. The aim of investment is to grow. So ask yourself, the funds I want to invest, ought I to invest or ought I to save? For example, money meant for rent, children's school fees, feeding, emergency fund, those are not the kinds of funds to expose to the risk of high-risk investment. Those money should sit in savings accounts or at the barest minimum or worst-case scenario in very low-risk investments like money market mutual funds. Okay? And there are many examples of investment accounts you have. And by the way, when I call them, please confirm you have them. As of now, if you're up to the age of 18, you should have a stock account. You should have a money market mutual funds account. You should have started aspiring to own some form of real estate, even if not now. But start aspiring to it. And even if you cannot buy the land, you can buy stocks in real estate companies, like REITs. You should have started having interest in fixed income funds, at least the barest minimum federal government savings bonds. You should have money in guaranteed income. You should have started doing stocks in the foreign currency space, at least ETFs. Okay, so those are some things you can start doing very quickly. And you must understand that as you invest, there's always going to be a trade-off between returns, risk, and time. Before you put your money, ask yourself, when do I need it? What is the risk? How much am I willing to do? What is the return? These are the answers you must have. Don't be in too much of a hurry to join the bandwagon because your bloom go boss. So remember to build passive income streams. This we have explained when you were answering the questions. Ask yourself, what will work while I sleep? Can you make rental income? Can you make dividends? The stocks I have, are they dividend-paying stocks? Do I make interest from my investments? You claim to have a savings account. You've never earned interest on it. That account is not a savings account. Do you have relationships that bring money? Partnerships? Or all your friends, all you people do is you Ledoche versus me Edoche. Is that all you people discuss? Or skin like milk? And I will wrap up my conversation tonight by asking you to bring out your phones and let's do a small calculation on the power of compounding, which is where wealth is lost for a lot of people. You lose out on the benefit of compounding. I hope we all understand compound interest. Fantastic. So let's look at compounding and the cost of money when we don't benefit from compounding. Have you brought out your phone? I know you don't have data, hotspot from your neighbor. Is there Wi-Fi in the church? Some people didn't bother bringing out their phone. Those people I know. They're waiting for 9 p.m. or 12. Please hotspot your neighbor if your neighbor is looking like they are going through a lot. So go to the calculator site, THECALCU. That, by the way, that site should be default on your phone by now. The calculator site. Are you there? I want to see something. How much is a decent shawarma? I don't mean those people who more shawarmas. It's normal shawarma that fears God. How much? 5.5, really? They sell shawarma of 5.5. What's inside? 6K, 7K, Abby. Girls say they're shawarma of 7K. Boys, people are saying 3.5. Where do people buy your? The one is hawama. Okay, go to compound interest calculator. You are there, ba? Are you there? So let's assume you say to yourself, going forward, from now till I turn 40, many of you look like you have moved past 20. Aye. You look 20-ish. Some of you passed 20 a while ago, based on the shape of your eyelashes. You've gone through a lot. Okay. So let's say 2 shawarmas. 2 shawarmas will be what? 15,000. If you were to sacrifice 2 shawarmas every month, that's 15,000, ba? Are we together? So initial investment, put 15,000. Ignore the dollar sign. It's fine. Interest rate, 15%. Are you there? Interest rate, 15% per annum. Are you there? Compounding frequency, quarterly. If the money is sitting in your money market fund, it will compound quarterly. Are you there? So let's assume you are 20 years old. We want to see how much your delayed gratification or your sacrificing 2 shawarmas every month will give you in 20 years. So let's do 20 years. Please, if in your mind you say 20 years is too far, put your right hand on your left chest and repeat after me. Father, forgive me as I deny myself of this spirit of poverty. Poor people are quick to say something is too far. Once you hear this voice saying too far, just bind it. Deposit amount, 15,000 naira monthly. Are we there? Are we on the same page? Are you there? Some people left the WhatsApp group. So calculate. So that your 15,000. Oh, sorry. 15,000, not 150. I'm so used to in hundreds. Okay. Are you there now? 15,000, 15% annual income, quarterly, compounding, 15,000 monthly deposits for 20 years. That your 15,000 for 20 years, how much will it be? No, the 15,000 alone without interest. How much is it? It's what? 3.6 million back? That's what it would have been. If you left the money sitting idle in your savings account or under your pillow, it would be how much? 3.6 million plus the initial 15,000. But because you put it in a low risk investment, compounding quarterly, how much is in the account? How much is in the account? 20 what? 22 million naira. What does that mean? That compounding has grown wealth for you. Please, do you understand this exercise you just did? So while you are saying 2 shawarmas, I am saying 22 million naira. That's what you should see. The time value of your present decision. The future value of your present excesses. When you go to meet a rich man to give you, or could just give me 20,000, to you is just. But to him, what he's saying is what? The future value of that money. So I appeal to you tonight, before you spend, ask yourself, what is the future value of this money? Do I absolutely need to spend it, or will it make more sense for me in an investment account? If the answer is no, please don't spend, invest. But if the answer is yes, it is a need, go ahead and spend. And if you do that, if you start early, you have the benefit of time. Believe me, time will reward you abundantly, and wealth will be your portion. So help us, God. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks. This brings us to the end of tonight's conversation.
Okay. Money generated based on your work and
helpings.
Yes. So let's say it's 100K and you want to like venture into a particular business, and
you're already in a business. The business is generating enough to pay you 100K or
yes,
at least 60K.
Yes,
and so which other business are you venturing into? You never talk through. The reason I'm saying this is where many of you have found yourselves. The business is actually paying you. You want to know what to do with what you earn. the first danger is to put all the money back in the business. You should not. So if the money is for the business money is divided to different parties. Some of it goes to the owner as dividend. Some of it goes back to the business as reinvested money for business expansion. Some of it goes back into the business as reserves. Some of it goes back into the business to pay the owner for the work the owner is doing. So it depends. That's why I'm asking who owns the money. Now, the one that is your own inside that business is one, salary for the work you did for the business or in the business. The second one is your owner's draw for owning the business. So the business will pay you from dividends because you owned it. There's a return on that investment. So you're going to be earning from two things. Please, I hope this is clear. Some of you have said it's not me that will tell you how you will spend your business money. And it's fine. When the losses come, you will still come back. Now, the question you are now asking is what? Let's assume owner's draw plus salary is equals to 100,000. Go ahead.
So, like, when you eventually, like, you said the kicking as for a start now, and you want to, like, invest all in one, like, you know, when you're starting a business, you have to, like...
Put all the money back inside the business.
Because okay. you said no, so, but something like
That's what most of you do, something and I'm saying no. That's what I'm saying, no. The reason the answer is no is because you have then exposed the entire wealth of the business to the same risk. If one pronouncement comes, it can wipe you out. If you invest everything into poultry, one bird flu can wipe it out. If you invest it all into importation, one pronouncement, subsidy gone, can wipe you out.
Thank you, ma'am.
So you must diversify. And let me wrap this up by saying this. Every business works on two legs, the business and investment. If you want to walk, you must walk on the two legs. Some of the money must go into the business, some into investment. It is only, if you put on only one leg, then you will be hopping and anything can happen to that foot. I hope this is clear. Some of you say you will never clap for me.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
So you talked about life insurance. So I want to know.
See boys, see the young boys, God I beg. It's okay, okay.
You talked about life insurance. So I want to know how you can get started, like online.
Get started on life insurance. So there are a few things you can do. No, it's fine. Can you just go ahead and ask a second question, please?
So,
I hope you are making money from this voice because that's where fight will start.
Yes,
you have such a glorious voice. Had it been I used to talk like you, oh chim, this one I'm talking like Agbero, it will end. I hope you accept. Please convert it as wealth you're sitting on. Okay, go ahead. Can I have your second question, please?
As an entrepreneur, what percentage?
I'm distracted by the doings.
What percentage should you save from your income and what percentage should you reinvest back into your business?
So let me start with the second question. It's easier. It depends on what the business owners agree. A simple rule of thumb can be do into 4. You can say I'll divide whatever the business makes into 4. A quarter goes back into the business for reinvestment. Another quarter goes back into the business as reserves. Another quarter goes to pay the owners of the business. Another quarter goes for reserves for capital replacement. So you can divide into 4. Some people do into 3. So it depends. Some people say, I will not reinvest shishi because I've put my whole life inside this business. As the business is making money, I decollect. I cannot shout. For such people, they will continue to work and put the business under pressure. But the real thing, you will sit down, look at the numbers. Because remember, if you invested in the business owes you. So that business has to pay back that loan. So if you put the money as debt financing, so you were putting it at so let's say Tobore Olumoye Consulting. I started Tobore Olumoye Consulting with 5 million, for instance. Tobore Olumoye is carrying a debt of 5 million. Because if I had gone to the bank to fund it, I would have paid the 5 million plus accrued interest. So the business should pay that back. Then the business should also pay me as a consultant in Tobore Olumoye Consulting. So that's my salary. Then the business will also pay me returns for investing in Tobore Olumoye. So I expect 3 earnings, 3 payments. So when you look at all of those, you will then know what to do. But remember that the business has fixed assets, air conditioning, road, rent, etc., etc. It must calculate all of those and put money aside to replace those assets when they get worn out. That's why we say the business must reinvest in itself. Unfortunately, what most people do when they reinvest, they put the money in working capital. So when assets get worn out, there's no reserve to replace the asset. But you must do all of those. That's why your business should have an accountant. The accountant will advise you. But if you are the accountant, you are the everything, then you need to learn how to share the funds. But it depends on you, the owner. Then the first one was life insurance. So life insurance is dependent on what you want to assure, because when it's life, it's called life assurance. For example, if I die today, what is the implication of my loss or the loss of my life? Children, work, dependents. If I look at it all and I say, what will cushion the effect of that loss is 100 million, then I'll go to the insurance company and buy 100 million naira worth of insurance. For my life, the way life insurance works is that I will never get anything out. It is only my dependents that will get upon my death. But I can go to them and say, look, I want to also get something out. Then what I will purchase will be an endowment. An endowment is usually termed, and I can get something out. If I outlive the policy, so let's say I get an endowment, I buy an endowment of 100 million, insurance company says, okay, pay me 4 million per annum. At the end of 15 years, if you don't die, we will give you the 100 million. But if you die, after paying even one premium, your named beneficiary gets 100 million, irrespective of time of death. So if I buy 100 million and my daughter is my named beneficiary, in the event that I pass on, my daughter gets 100 million. But if I don't, if I outlive, I live up to 15 years, then I collect the 100 million. So that's how life insurance works.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can we put our hands together and celebrate our speaker, Mrs. Tobore, one more time? Thank you very much. Can we also put our hands together and celebrate our pastor as he comes up? Thank you, sir.
Hallelujah. Did you get value?